Hello guys, and welcome to my channel. For this video, I am sharing with you how my husband and I prepared our documents for USCIS without hiring any lawyer or accredited representative. Just to give you a background guys, I do not have a fiancé visa, so I entered the United States using a B2 tourist visa. But we've known each other for already 3 years before we got married this year. I have also visited my husband here in the United States for a few times. It just happened that in this recent trip, we already decided to get married and start our life together. So if you are wondering what are the forms we submitted to USCIS, just keep watching. If you are new here guys, please do subscribe in my channel for more updates about our USCIS application. So let's discuss the forms that you need to submit to USCIS if you have a case like mine, which is, again, I did not enter the US with a K1 visa, but I did enter the US legally with a B2 tourist visa. Let's talk about the first form guys, which is the I-130 or the petition for an alien relative. For Form I-130, it should be filled in by the sponsor. It's just asking about basic information about name, address, details about your marriages, if you have been divorced or how many times you have been married. And for me, I filled in Form I-130A, which is the supplemental information for spouse beneficiary. The documents we submitted along with the Form I-130 and I-130A are, of course, first is the G1450, which is the authorization for credit card transactions. So we paid USCIS through my husband's credit card. We didn't send any checks. Next is the Form G1145, which is the e-notification of application or petition acceptance. And then of course, the both forms, Form I-130 and I-130A. Next is a copy of my husband's birth certificate, also a copy of my husband's passport, a copy of our marriage certificate, and then we also provided a copy of our joint bank account. And we also submitted affidavits by third parties having personal knowledge of our marriage. So with the affidavits, we submitted 4 affidavits, which is 2 from my husband's friend, my father-in-law, and my mother. And last is a 2 passport style picture of my husband. So that's what we included in the I-130 packet. Next form that you also have to submit, of course, is the Form I-485, which is the application to register permanent residence or adjust status. Since I entered here through visit visa, so now I'm changing my status to be a legal permanent resident. Form I-485 is your application for your green card. This form should be filled out by you, the beneficiary. So I filled this out. In Form I-485, you just have to provide the details on how you entered the United States. Like where did you enter, your I-94 travel document. If you don't know guys how to get your I-94, I will put the link below. It's the I-94 website. You just have to enter your passport details and your name, and automatically you will have access to your I-94. So you can print that out and submit it along with your I-485 form. That is one of the required documents that you have to pass. Here are the documents that I submitted along with my I-485 form. Of course, first is the G1450, again, the authorization for credit card transactions. Next is the G1145, which is again the e-notification of application petition acceptance. And the Form I-485 itself, a copy of my passport, a copy also of my tourist visa, and then my I-94 record, like what I said earlier guys. If you don't know how to get your I-94, I will put down the link below. You will just print it and attach it along with your form. Next is also a copy of our marriage certificate, a copy of my birth certificate, and then 2 passport style photographs of me, And then the sealed Form I-693, which is the report of medical examination and vaccination record. For the Form I-693, you just have to print it from the USCIS website and bring it along with you during your hospital or clinic appointment. And the doctor will be the one to fill that out, and you will just have to write your name and some details there. Just very simple, like complete name and your address, and that's it. Also, we submitted, along with my I-485, guys, is my husband's affidavit of support, which is the I-864. And since we are living with my in-laws, so they also submitted their I-864A, which is the contract between sponsor and household member. So if you are also like in our case where you are living with your in-laws, the family members also need to submit Form I-864A. So let's talk about the I-864. The Form I-864, guys, the affidavit of support, you just have to provide your tax records. In the form, you also have to write down your annual income and also if you have other assets or bonds. So the documents we submitted along with the I-864 affidavit of support, we submitted copies of my husband's federal income tax return for the 3 most recent years, which is 2018, 2017, and 2016. Also, we submitted a copy of my husband's passport, a copy of my husband's birth certificate, a copy of our bank statements, because there is an area there in I-864 form that you have to write down how much is your current balance in your bank account. We also submitted a copy of my husband's current 401k balance, also a copy of vehicle titles, and copies of my husband's bonds. As I have mentioned earlier, since we are living with my in-laws, so they also submitted Form I-864A, which is the contract between the sponsor and the household member. Along with I-864A, my in-laws submitted copies of their federal income tax returns for the 3 most recent years as well, and then their bank statements too, copy also of their assets, copy also of a deed of trust, and copy also of their vehicle titles. Another form we submitted for my adjustment of status is the Form I-131, which is the application for travel document. So you need the I-131, guys, if you think you are going to travel or leave the United States while your adjustment of status application is still ongoing. So in my case, we submitted just because we don't know what's gonna happen, maybe for emergency purposes that I have to go home in the Philippines. That's why we submitted an I-131. So for Form I-131, guys, it is just asking about basic information about you, name, address, and also if you already have a date of your travel. So for me, I don't have any specific travel dates yet, so I just put there to be determined unknown. Okay, so what are the documents we submitted along with the I-131? So first is the Form G1145, the e-notification of application, petition acceptance, and then the Form I-131 itself, and then a copy of my passport, a copy of my US visa, a copy of our marriage certificate, and another 2 passport style photograph of me. Last form, guys, is the Form I-765, which is the application for employment authorization. You need this form if you want to legally work in the United States while you are waiting for the approval of your green card application. The documents we submitted along with I-765 are the G1145, the e-notification, the Form I-765 itself, a copy of my passport, a copy also of my US visa, and my I-94 record, and a copy also of my birth certificate. I will show you our cover letter for Form I-130 so you could use it as a sample. This is our cover letter for Form I-485. This is our cover letter for Form I-765. This is our cover letter for Form I-131. And this is our cover letter for Form I-864 and I-864A. Once you finish filling out those forms and have completed all the documents, then you can now submit your packet to USCIS. What I did is I put each form into a different envelope. For example, I-130 along with the documents, I put it in a separate envelope. And then I-485 and the documents as well, I put it in a separate envelope. And then at the back of the envelope, guys, I put what form is inside, and also we wrote our name. Once you have sealed all those envelopes, you can now put them all inside the USPS box. We use a USPS box, guys, because it doesn't fit in their usual envelope, so we use the USPS box. Once you have put them all in the box, don't forget to have a master cover letter. So this is what my master cover letter looks like. Then that's it. You can now send your documents to USCIS. Now, you're wondering how much did we pay for all the forms we submitted. For I-485, guys, we paid $1,225. And then for Form I-130, we paid $535. So the total expenses of all the forms we submitted is $1,760. That is excluding the amount we paid for my medical exam, which is for the Form I-693. So for Form I-693, guys, we paid $650. If we will combine all the expenses, the forms and the medical, the total is $2,410. So those are the forms that we submitted so I can legally stay here in the United States. Again, guys, the forms we submitted are Form I-130, I-130A, I-485, I-864, I-864A, I-131, and I-765. I'll also share with you the timeline of my application status. So we sent the packet to USCIS on September 5. It was delivered to USCIS on September 7. And then we received a text from USCIS that they are accepting our application on September 12. And then we received the first I-797C last September 16. And then September 27, I received already my biometrics appointment schedule. And then October 11, we went for my biometrics. Since I've already finished my biometrics, I also wanted to share it with you. With the biometrics, you don't really have to come there too early, like an hour. You can just be there 15 minutes before your schedule. But it depends on the application support centers you're going to. In my experience, my application support center is in Alexandria, Virginia. They're very fast there. I think I only spent less than 20 minutes. Once you arrive into your application support center, they would ask you to fill out a one-page form. You just have to write your name, your gender, ethnicity, and then your height and weight, and that's it. Then after that, the receptionist will give you a number. I also want to share this with you guys. If you decided to carry your husband's last name and you don't have a valid ID yet with his last name, please do bring your marriage certificate, because in my experience, they've asked my marriage certificate for about 3 times. First by the security guard, second by the reception, and the third time is with the one who's assisting me with the fingerprinting. So let's go back to the process of the biometrics. Once the receptionist gave you a number, you just have to wait until your number to be called. Once you're called, the first thing they will do is take a picture of you and then get fingerprints for your hands. After the fingerprints, they would ask your signature, and that's it. You can go home. Like what I've said, I only spent like less than 20 minutes in the USCIS application support center. That's it, guys. I hope this video helped you in preparing your green card application documents and also to prepare you with your biometrics appointment. If you like this video, guys, please do give it a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe in my channel for more updates. Thank you, guys, and see you again in my next video.